Hey there, besties. As we continue on with this wonderful political season, we have this news here from the New York Times. Hillary Clinton has some tough words for Democrats and for women. In an interview for a forthcoming book, Mrs. Clinton also suggested that if Donald Trump won in November, we may never have another actual election. Let's see what happens. She blaming the women's, y'all. She blaming the women's. Hillary Clinton criticized her fellow Democrats over what she described as decades in the making failure to protect AB rights, saying in her first extended interview about the fall of Roe v. Wade that her party underestimated the growing strength of anti-AB forces until many Democrats were improbably taken by surprise by the landmark Dobbs decision in 2022. So why is it that things can't change, Hill? I'm just trying to understand, Hill. Things have changed so much so since you was born, whenever the hell that was, since the 60s, since the 70s, since the 80s, and now in the 2000s. In wide-ranging and unusually frank comments, Mrs. Clinton said Democrats had spent decades in a state of denial that a right enshrined in American life for generations could fall. That faith in the courts and legal precedent had made politicians, voters, and officials unable to see clearly how the anti-AB movement was chipping away at AB rights, restricting access to the procedure, and transforming the Supreme Court until it was too late. Interesting to me, Hillary, all she's concerned with is ABs. Like, is it really that important? Seriously, people can still get ABs if they want to. Obviously, not as easy as they used to be. This is the most important thing that anyone has to be worried about in 2024 at this point in time. ABs. And honestly, if y'all want to revive this, y'all got to ask yourselves, not y'all, but you know what I'm saying. Ask yourselves, why is it that Democrats are so much into ABs? Why do they want it so bad? We may have to take a look at that because from what I understand, according to my besties, the people that are high on the list of ABs, guess who, child? Guess who? Maybe they want it for that reason so we can continue to self-delete basically and not grow as a minority population, but y'all so into it just because you want to be out here and be freakish, and then you don't want no responsibilities. So you either take care of them before they come out of you, or that you take care of them afterwards, and then you don't want to look into no damn birth control. Where is the Hillary? Where is the fight for the rest of the birth control, Hill? I know it's all legal and everything, but where's the fight for the rest of the birth control? Where's the fight to go ahead and do a campaign about safe sex? Hell, last time I heard anybody talk about safe sex, meaning making sure that to protect themselves, was damn salt and pepper. How the hell long was that? How the hell long ago was that? Y'all don't believe in that. They just believe in deletions. Think about that for a second, okay? We didn't take it seriously and we didn't understand the threat. Most Democrats, most Americans did not realize we are in an existential struggle for the future of this country. So the future of this country depends on ABs. This is what Hillary is saying. Okay? This is a woman who now wants to, she fear-mongering, in my opinion. She said we could have done more to fight. Mrs. Clinton's comments came in an interview conducted in late February for a forthcoming book, The Fall of Roe, The Rise of a New America. So America is so much worse off because of the fact that Roe v. Wade isn't on the table anymore. The interview represented Mrs. Clinton's most detailed comments on AB rights since the Supreme Court decision that led to the procedure being criminalized or restricted in 21 states. She said not only that her party was complacent, but also that if she had been in the Senate at the time, she would have worked harder to block confirmation of Trump-appointed justices. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, Hill. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Everybody can Monday morning quarterback on a Tuesday. And in a blunt reflection about the role sexism played in her 2016 presidential campaign. Oh, man, here we go with the isms. Sexism, she said women were the voters who abandoned her in the final days because she was not perfect, quote unquote. Girl, what? Overhanging the interview was the misunderstanding that she had won the White House. Roe most likely, with the understanding that had she won the White House, Roe most likely would have remained a bedrock feature of American life. Well, listen to that, y'all. A bedrock feature of American life, the right to go down to the corner and delete your kid. Wow, Hillary. That's all you got to offer? That's all you got to offer? She assigned blame for the fall of Roe broadly but pointedly and notably spared herself from the critique. Ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting? She didn't do anything wrong. It's not my fault. Typical woman language. No accountability for sugar honey iced tea. She didn't lose because she wasn't relatable. She didn't lose because she didn't make her case. She didn't lose because she didn't fight hard enough. She didn't do enough. She didn't advance her campaign. She assumed, just like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that she was a shoo-in. And you know why? Because of her husband. You know that man that you colored said was the first black daggone president. You know that man that so many people love. I ain't got nothing against Bill Clinton. Okay. Some of the best times of my life was under the Clinton administration. Okay. But let's not act like Hillary didn't think that she was just a shoo-in based on the fact that Bill Clinton had already been president and was her damn husband. Some Democrats will most likely agree with Mrs. Clinton's assessment, but as the party turns its focus to wielding AB as an electoral weapon, there has been little public reckoning among Democrats over their role in failing to protect AB rights. Even when they held control of Congress, Democrats were unwilling to pass legislation codifying AB rights into federal law. Well, ain't that a blip? While frequently mentioned in passing to rally their base during election season, oh no, I know you effing lying. I know you. So just start to bring it up to get you all riled up and emotional so that you'll then turn around and vote for them. Now it's Kamala and Joe, or Joe and Kamala, however you want to read it. While frequently mentioning in passing to rally their base during election season, the issue rarely rose to the top of their legislative or policy agenda. Many Democrats, including President Biden, often refuse to even utter the word. And the only reason I'm not uttering it is because I'm on damn YouTube. Until Roe fell, many in the party believed the federal right to an AB was all but inviolable, unlikely to be reversed even by a conservative Supreme Court. The sense of denial extended to the highest ranks of the party, but not Mrs. Clinton, argued to her. One thing I give the right credit for is they never give up, she said. They are relentless, meaning the Republicans. You know, they take a loss, they get back up and they regroup, they raise more money, she added. It's tremendously impressive the way that they operate, and we have nothing like it on our side. Oh, really? So you realize that now that you down out? Hillary Clinton in this whatever excerpt from the book or whatever, it's sounding a lot like Viv. You're a little late. You're a little late, and you still blaming other people. This is your decision. You was in there. You were in the Senate. Wasn't she something else, child? She was like foreign affairs or something like that. Now you want to come out here and whine and complain like you ain't do nothing wrong and you ain't got no corrective activity that you could have done. No, you did everything right. It's everybody else's fault. Same old crap, different biatch. Mrs. Clinton did not express regret for any inaction herself. Rather, she said her efforts to raise alarms during the 2016 campaign went unheeded and were dismissed as alarmist by voters, politicians, and members of her own party. In that race, she had talked about the threats to AB rights on the campaign trail and most memorably in the third presidential debate, vowing to protect Roe when Mr. Trump promised to appoint judges who would overturn it. But even then, internal campaign polling and focus groups showed that the issue did not resonate strongly with key groups of voters because they did not believe Roe was truly at risk. Imagine planting your whole campaign on one damn item and it happens to be the one damn issue, my bad. And it turns out to be the one that, honestly, at the end of the day, is one of the most unimportant items, in my opinion. One of the most unimportant items, she weighing everything on it. Now, as the country prepares to face its third referendum on Mr. Trump, she offered a stark warning about the 2024 election. Here she go, running off at the mouth. How about you shut the F up, Hillary? How about you shut the F up? You clearly don't have the power that you think that you do. You offer nothing to anyone except to say that it's everybody else's fault. You're a failure, meaning you didn't get to become president. Now you want to tell everybody else what to do. Maybe we should listen to Bill since he actually won twice, and you need to sit back and be the hell quiet. He probably told you what to do and you didn't listen because you banked on women. How many times do I have to say it? Men and women are different. We are not the same. I don't care what y'all say. We each have our own roles. You can continue to fight against it all you want to. At the end of the daggone day, there's more things that men gonna do that women aren't. You need to go ahead and accept that, unless you want to get y'all's asses out there and do the things that men do, which we know daggone well that you don't and you won't. But you want to keep being combative fighting, and then you end up like Hillary here, doing the things the way you want to. You not gonna tell me where she end up? Flat on her damn face. A second Trump administration would go far beyond AB rights to target women's health care, ABCD LGBT rights, civil rights, and even the core tenets of American democracy itself, she said. So notice she didn't say nothing about crime, because, when Republicans talk about crime, then that's racist. Child, she didn't hit everybody. She didn't targeted the women with the ABs. She didn't targeted the ABCD LGBTs, and she didn't talked about your colors. She didn't hit the trifecta right there. But that's not necessarily what people are worried about anymore. It's freaking crime. It's freaking money. It's freaking housing. She didn't even talk about none of that. The damn economy, the eggs is high, the milk is high. None of that. She going on AB. This is how out of tune you are, Hillary. This is how much you're out of your damn mind. Child. This election is existential. I mean, if we don't make the right decision in this election in our country, we may never have another actual election. I will put that out there because I believe it, she said. And if we no longer have another actual election, we will be governed by a small minority of right-wing forces that are well organized and well funded and are getting exactly what they want in terms of turning the clock back on women. So she's still making it about women. That didn't work for you when you tried to run for president, but you still want to stand on that. Learn absolutely nothing. Learn absolutely nothing. Mrs. Clinton described those forces and her former opponent as part of global phenomena, restricting women's rights, pointing to a push by Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader, pressing women to focus on raising children, the violent policing of women who violate Iran's conservative dress code, and what she described as the MSG of President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Authoritarians, whether they be political or religious based, always go after women. It's just written in the history, and that's what will happen in this country, Mrs. Clinton said. And yet you didn't run again. All right, y'all. Mrs. Clinton viewed her remarks as another attempt to ring an alarm before the 2024 election. All those women went and voted for Trump, though, girl. Like all the white women went and voted with their spouses, their male counterparts. You don't want to talk about that, Hill? Hill, you don't want to talk about that? More people have got to wake up because this is the beginning, she said. They really want us to just shut up and go home. That's their goal. And nobody should be in any way deluded. That's what they will force upon us if they are given the chance. But she also seemed to expect that many would dismiss her concerns once again. Oh my God, there she goes again, she said, describing what she anticipated would be the reaction to her interview. I mean, she's just so, so out there. No, you're a failure. You're annoying. You can conjure up anything. Any of us can conjure up anything that we think might and may happen. So we're supposed to do what? Vote for Joe because you want to say the ABCDs, the women, and the blacks are going to have trouble under Trump, right? Okay. All right, girl. You probably should have kept this and just shut the F up. You should have let Bill come out here and do this interview. But she added, I know history will prove me right. And I don't take any comfort in that because that's not the kind of country or world I want for my grandchildren. So that's what Hillary is saying, y'all, okay? It's all Donald Trump's fault. It's all the Republicans' fault. And it's all you biatches' fault because you didn't vote for her. She didn't do anything wrong. It ain't never her fault. She predicting the future. You need to go ahead and vote for Joe and Kamala because that's the right thing to do. They going to do the right thing. They the best people for the job. Who else can you count on? Donald ain't no good. He just a racist, I'm sure. He don't care about women. He want to set everything back. Now, listen, I'm not saying that he's the most respectful to women. You never going to hear me say that. But just like other males that shall remain nameless. He, meaning Donald Trump, has never not had a woman. I wonder why that is. While you biatches are out here saying all this, protect women, women, you most certainly seem to end up with a daggone man somehow, some way. Anyway, that's enough. I don't even want to read anymore. I'll read the rest myself. See if there's anything good and bring it to you if it is. Other than that, that's it. That's all. Make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you comment. I'll see you all in the next one.
Are we tired of the lies? We do not care.